What is up guys, I hope you are all doing well. So today we have got an exciting project ahead of us. So we have straight piped the car. So we have put front splitters on. Yes sir. We have changed the steering wheel. We have put tire wall stickers on. Today we are going to be carbon fibre skinning some interior parts of the Audi R8. I have been planning this project for a little while now. I've just not had the time to film it because it has been pretty busy in the past month. Just before we begin, I'll just go through with you the things that we need. We'll start off with the main parts. I got the chopped carbon toe from Easy Composites, 750 grams, black epoxy base coat, clear epoxy. So these come as a pair. This is the epoxy and this is the hardener. I've also purchased a breather cloth from them and also some peel ply. This is the smallest amount that they can provide, so we have got a massive row. So yeah, that's the main parts, and I've also got a high coat clear lacquer just to finish things off. So then we'll move on to our consumables. So I've got a pack of popsicle sticks from Amazon, very cheap. A pack of very cheap paint brushes from Amazon. I've also got some gloves. You'll definitely need gloves to protect your hands. Got paper cups to mix the epoxy, and we've also got a bunch load of sandpapers. The grit starts from what I've got is 60 and then it goes up to like 1200 just to smoothen up for the finishing. So the last thing that we need are vacuum bags, which I have purchased from Argos. These are pretty much just like home vacuum bags to vacuum pack your clothes, and it works pretty fine. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. We'll go outside and remove the plastic trim off the Audi R8. So we're gonna do that and done on the other side, and I'm also gonna be very hopeful and try and do this trim here on top of the parking brake. I forgot to mention, by the way, I have already got this hydro dipped in Forge Carbon Fibre, but it's just not the same. I've been comparing it to the Forge Carbon Fibre Skin that I did on the daily, but it's just not the same at all. To remove this door trim, the plastic speaker cover needs to be popped out using a plastic trim tool. This should then give you access to 2 T20 screws securing the trim. The door handle will also need to be removed by a 3 T25 screws, and once that is removed, you can then just slide the trim out. One down. The passenger side trim was a little bit easier to remove. The plastic speaker cover will also need to be popped out to expose the 2 T20 screws, and then the trim should just slide out. Second one off. Removing the parking brake cover was more challenging, purely because this trim was very stubborn to pop out and I also did not want to break it. So it took me a while, but I eventually managed to remove it. Once removed, that then exposed the 2 T20 screws securing the bin. You will then need to lift the bin out of the way. Once that is out of the way, the parking brake cover should just slide down. So I just got myself a little setup here in the conservatory. I've just lined the whole place with this tarpaulin sheet, and then we are just going to start sanding these down. For these I might use a Dremel just to roughen them up. Start with a big piece. Just going to make a few cuts on the leather and then peel it off. There's no going back now. Oh my god, please do not be fooled by how quick this video is. It took me almost 2 hours and a half, 3 hours. It was a right pain sanding these down. But anyway, here we are, it's ready, it's dry, and we're ready to put the base coat down and let that go tacky for an hour, and then we can put our chopped carbon toe on top. Here I am just masking the areas of the trim that I do not want the epoxy to get into. That would be the clips and other intricate areas. I then cut the peel ply and the breather cloth into size, so it is all ready when the epoxy is laid down. So what we'll do is put the black epoxy base coat on, let that go tacky for about an hour, and then we'll put the chopped carbon toe on top. We are now going to prep our base coat, black base coat epoxy, and this is a 10 to 4.1 ratio by weight, so that will be 10 of the epoxy and then 4.1 of the hardener. So that is now the black epoxy base coat laid. I'm just going to leave it for about 45 minutes to an hour. Just whenever it feels tacky, I'll give it a quick tap later on. I just had a little feel of the epoxy and it is now starting to get a little bit tacky. Oh, great, look at that. So the trick to this I found is to put a really thick layer of chopped toe carbon, thick and even layers of carbon. So that is one piece done. Now we need to move on and do the other piece as well. So that is all of the trim pieces vacuum packed, and it is pretty much just a waiting game for now. So this is what happens if you don't peel the peel ply before the epoxy goes absolutely solid. I would have peeled it off at around the 5th to 6th hour of drying, when the epoxy is still a little bit more malleable, and that would have allowed you to just peel it off no problem. But yeah, this has been drying for almost 12 hours now, 12 hours in a bit, so that is fully solid. And yeah, there's not much I can do now. I literally cannot. Yeah, that's solid. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to cut out all of the excess cloths, and I'm literally just going to sand down everything, sand everything down. after, I don't even know how many days it has been. It feels like it's been 500 years. I have been sanding for hours and hours. Because we couldn't peel the peel ply off and the breather cloth, I've had to sand it down back to the carbon fibre. So I've just made this little sort of contraption here. It's just a piece of wood, and I've pretty much just screwed real long screws on top so I can stand the pieces like so, and then we can put another layer of epoxy on, and I'm just going to sprinkle a few chopped carbon fibre as well, so it'll look like it's got different layers when it's done, and it'll look a lot better. So now we're just going to leave this to dry, and then yeah, we'll put another layer of epoxy on top and then sand down. Just given it a quick wash, and it's looking really good actually. It's coming out very nicely. I just need to go back, I think, and smoothing out the edges just a little bit more, smoothing out the edges just a little bit more with a finer grit paper, and then we can lay another layer of epoxy on. It is absolutely freezing today. It is like -1. Woo! Boom, bam. Oh. So we are finally at the stage where we can lacquer our trims. So I have sanded the down to these, so much sanding. I started with a 240 grit just to level everything out, then followed it with a 400 grit, and then 800 grit, and then 1200 grit. And yeah, here we are now. I've got it as smooth as I could. It is ready for clear coat. So I'm just gonna give everything a quick wipe with acetone just to make sure we've got no dust on there. Now I just need to mask the bits that I don't want lacquer on. And yeah, we should be pretty good. So this is my current setup. We're in the conservatory, and I pretty much just made a little makeshift spraying booth. That's a little piece there. That's what we're gonna go with first. Let's go. That is now all of the 3 pieces lacquered. I did 3 coats. They're looking so nice. However, there's a little bit of bubbling on the surface, and we'll inspect it tomorrow how bad it is. If we can get away with it, we'll leave it as that. But if it doesn't look great, we can always sand it down with like 600 or 800 grit, and then we can put another 2 coats of lacquer again. That is pretty much now all of our pieces done, lacquered, and they are looking so nice. But I have to be honest, there are some micro bubbling caused by the clear lacquer, and I don't think we'll be able to put it on the car today. So it looks like I'm gonna have to sand the pieces down just a little bit more. So I have actually bought a micro polisher, and I've also bought a sanding paper, sanding discs along with it. I'm at the point where all I really want to do right now is just put it on the car and just ignore all the micro bubbling. It's not that obvious, but once you see it, it's there, and for me, I just want it absolutely perfect. So yeah, we've ordered the micro polisher, and it's probably not going to arrive until a couple of days. So I am going to end the video here because I don't want it to go on for too long. But do look out for that second part. That is the carbon fibre skinning process for you. I've tried to make it as clear as I could, and I hope you have enjoyed this video very much. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers now, so if you are watching this and you are not subscribed, please go hit that subscribe button. It would massively help the channel out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. I just got stabbed.